in cyberspace. No one is free until we are all free. Self-sovereign, self-sovereign. Privacy is not secrecy. It is a fundamental right. Your life is as private as you want it to be. Second enlightenment. Second enlightenment. Declaring independence from this dying order. Liberty, security, privacy. We will stop only when anybody, anywhere can experience it. No one is an island. We are all pieces of the man. Self-sovereign in cyberspace. No one is free until we are all free.
Welcome, everyone, to the Logos Weekly Update Show for this week. Today is Wednesday, February 18th. I am Chair. I'm here to prop you up. I am joined by the brave, the venerable, the astute Václav Pavlin. Hello, sir. Thank you for joining the Weekly Update Show.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm very good. I'm very good.
Thank you.
Having a lot of fun.
If you didn't catch the Logos Dev Club stream from this Monday, you can go now to the archives and see what Václav has been working on re OpenClaw, its integration with Status, and how he treats his favorite pet bot. We'll cover a little bit more of that today, as well as all of the highlights from across the Logos ecosystem. Visit logos.co/take action right now. Sign up for the newsletters, the updates, the node program, etc. Stay up to date on what is happening and be the first to know when there is something to know. Logos.co. Rapidly approaching, 2 weeks away or so, is the Parallel Society Festival, Lisbon, March 6th and 7th. 2 days. The first day is a technical unconference. Second day is a musical festival with all of the acts and artists that you can see right there. PS, as in parallelsociety.logos.co. Register and buy your tickets. See you in Lisbon, March 6th and 7th. No time to waste. We go immediately to the roundup of updates for this week. These updates ranging basically from the 10th to the 16th. And I bring them to you here and now today. The big headlines. The internal DevNet has been launched for the Logos blockchain. My favorite URL across the entire internet at this moment is github.com/logos-blockchain/logos-blockchain. You heard me right. And if you go there, you will find the instructions that you can follow right now to run said DevNet node. A private proof of stake.
I will clarify that for you. You can run a node. You won't be able to join the DevNet. For that, you need some magic information that are not completely public yet. We're very slowly talking to people and showing how to run. We're testing the Logos blockchain on Raspberry Pis because we want to prove and show that it can run on a very consumer-focused devices, right? But obviously, A, it keeps breaking. B, if we just get hundreds of people joining, we won't be even able to go through logs and figure out what's wrong with it, right? So please go to the URL that Chair said. Please go take a look at that. Please run it. There's a config for running a standalone node. But I'm sorry you can't join the DevNet yet. But we'll let you know. For sure.
Practice makes perfect, and prior preparation prevents piss poor performance. As some of my favorite coaches always taught me, the more prepared, the better. And you can go to the aforementioned URL with the limitations that Václav just mentioned. I personally was able to run a node locally and find 0 peers. I'm looking forward to finding my first one. Maybe it'll be you. Other headlines: private proof of stake consensus via Cryptarchia and the Blend network are featured in said DevNet that you are not allowed to join. There's a faucet, API docs, Prometheus metrics available. The instructions are published. Go get to your prior preparation. DMLS work has been pushed from Anon Comms. The first DMLS API implementation merged and published. Decentralized MLS group messaging encryption is a foundational piece for secure group chat without central servers. Anon Comms pushing ahead rapidly and swiftly. The dogfooding has started on the Mix Chat app, also from Anon Comms. It is a demo chat app using Mix Publishing, and extended CAD DHT discovery is being dogfooded internally. Yum. Messages routing through the lib peer-to-peer mixnet. Team by team, blockchain, for the moment, I will skip, as I know that their updates are actually from last week. Looking at storage, nay, Codex, now Logos storage, Logos storage, Logos storage. There is a draft for an approach for anonymous download functionality using the aforementioned Mix protocol. A big privacy milestone. The Status Go integration is under heavy refactoring. New block exchange protocol with decoupled manifest fetching and multi-download per content ID is in the works, plural. Storage module now supports headless mode and downloads. Storage module tutorial has been published. Partial Groth 16 proof generation for RLN integrated with ZeroKit. The storage team moves boldly ahead on and SDK contributions for Boolean argument support. Header comments from interface files. That wraps storage update. One moment.
I want to just mention that the storage module probably means Logos Core storage module. So sounds like we're getting close to being able to use storage module in Logos Core, which will be very cool when you develop your decentralized applications using Logos Core. And you'll be able to integrate mixed chat app maybe and storage module, so sending stuff around in a very, very private and decentralized manner, I'm assuming.
It's exciting stuff. I'm looking forward to having the Giuliano and Yuri on the program soon enough. They will go deeply into it. Looking at the Logos Core highlights, a couple of bullet points: package portability for the CI checks and static library linking is moving. Module builder templates have been fixed, or fixes are in. The blockchain module, including the events via the Logos client. Nix for C++, ooh-wee, auto generation for you C++ heads. The wallet UI and the accounts UI is being reworked in QML. The package manager is getting packages from the latest GitHub releases. Good job, package manager. Primary and secondary text sizes for the design system are in. Things are moving on the core side. Module viewer path fixes, blockchain UI submodule added to Logos modules. A team of one. Yuri's working hard. Logos Core is moving. The newest team, the freshest team, and the team that has shipped the most milestones over the past 4 weeks is the AnonComms team. On the AnonComms side, DMLS, as we just mentioned, first API has been merged and published to Crates.io. Logos messaging is integrated into the delivery service. The Mix demo app is ready for dogfooding with delays and delay and crash fixes. Excuse me. Capability discovery. A fully spec compliant implementation with IP tree test modularized has been shipped. RLN, rate limiting nullifier membership allocation, was reworked. Auth between registry, Merkle trees, and tokens. And the repo is prepped for public release. RLN, hot in the news lately. RLN, rediscovered by the Ethereum Foundation recently. RLN, been worked on by Logos for the better part of 3 years. Logos, still way ahead of the Ethereum Foundation. And our apologies to them. The multi-burn RLN feature has been completed with multi-message ID features across all modules. Slashing the aggregator node plus slashing node initial code is in. The MVP payment protocol, researching timestamp block context exposure for payment streams.
Sure. We need to pause. Go back to that RLN stuff. This is different. This is not the Ethereum-based RLN. This is not EVM-based RLN. This is LEZ, Logos execution zone-based RLN. So this is for Logos blockchain to be able to host RLN memberships. And there is, if you go to roadmap and actually read the reports, there is a link to the repo Logos LEZ RLN by Arzani, which has all the code, has a program for RLN to be deployed in Rust, to be deployed on LEZ. So this is way cooler than what you made it to be. Just wanted to mention that.
My snarkiness was more based around the fact that very recently the Ethereum Foundation has been very excited to announce that they are now working on and researching RLN. My point was that Logos has been doing this for the past 3 years.
100%. But it's still even cooler because this is not even for Ethereum. This is for Logos blockchain. And that's just...
Chef's kiss, perfect. Indeed. I don't miss it. My enthusiasm is 100% behind Logos Core. My apologies to Ethereum. The aforementioned road, actually, we'll get into it after the highlights, but I should point everyone to roadmap.logos.co, as Václav just mentioned, for the full report, week by week, milestone breakdowns, and links to all the code and work being done across GitHub and the many organizations and repositories under the Logos banner, of which there are many. MVP payment protocol still on Anon-Comms, researching timestamp block context exposure for payment streams. Work is progressing. Last but not least, some key themes for this week. And wait till you hear how this report was generated. The integration sprint, everything converging across Logos core modules for testnet v0.1. That testnet v0.1 is coming very soon. All I can say at the moment is stay tuned. And down there, see logos.co/take action. You go there, sign up. You will be the first to know when there are things to know. Testnet v0.1. Privacy at every layer. Mix for messaging and storage downloads and DMLS for groups being pushed this week. First release for the internal DevNet marks the blockchain's transition from research to running software. We leaned into that a bit earlier, and from the developer experience point of view, there have been SDK improvements, module tutorials, headless mode, and API docs have been shipped. Things are moving at Logos. You can go to roadmap.logos.co. You can find updates across each of the Logos components. You can find the milestone definitions for all of the work that is being done across those components. You can find the weekly update for each module. And within all of those locations, you can find where the work lives in GitHub. Everything Logos does is free and open source, and you are able to contribute, fork it, run it yourself, etc. They're your oats. Sow them as you will, as you like. Do with them what you like. Your oats. Roadmap.logos.co. And in general, I do implore you to visit logos.co. Check out the branding update, the recent branding update. And peruse. There's an endless amount of content for you to find. Truly. That is logos.co. Now, Monday, Václav, my guest today, was also the guest on the Logos Dev Club stream. Václav is working with OpenClaw. He has integrated his bot, Jimmy, to work with the status application. And we can and do message with Jimmy via status. Looking at the timeline, Václav, it seems like there has been a bit of movement since Monday. Can you catch us up on where things stand now? Any insights and breakthroughs you might have had with Jimmy the Lobster?
A good question. Jimmy has been tasked with looking into LSSA or LEZ, the Logos execution zone, the programmable layer on the Logos blockchain, and he has done a tremendous job. First of all, he has helped me build an example application, kind of a treasury thingy that I was able to deploy and try. And then we were able to extract some of the developer experience pain points that I had with that. Namely, if you look at how LEZ is structured, it's kind of like Solana style data model. And if you look at Solana, they have something called IDL, instruction definition language. I think it's the full name, and in which corresponds in EVM to ABI. So every contract has an ABI, which defines how you call each function, and it helps you generate clients. But we don't have that yet. I mean, we didn't have that yet yesterday. But given the fact that Jimmy has been working with Elise and I've been complaining a lot, we now have a framework that allows us to define these things, generate these things from the contracts or the programs. And I've been showing it to some people. They liked it. We're going to work on it a bit more. And I'm going to base some of the example apps on that. The treasury that he has built has been reworked so that it uses that framework and seems to work fine. And Jimmy has a first PR approved in Logos blockchain because I was struggling with killing the blockchain node. It always just hung when I tried to control C it. And I was like, damn, this has to be fixed. And I asked, and he did. And there is a PR and it's approved. So just saying, Jimmy is just amazing. So
Wow.
yeah.
The bots are already contributing.
And now Jimmy is actually tasking my friends bot fleet with looking into Logos for his idea about DAO for agents. And so I'm curious how that will evolve. So Jimmy, the AI agent, is tasking a fleet of agents to look into Logos. So, okay.
Yeah, can you touch on that for a second? Because that's really interesting. Now, did you ask Jimmy to behave in such a way, or did Jimmy take the liberty of tasking your friend's bot with minimal instruction?
My friend sent the repo and said, hey, I have this thing that my bots consume. Do you want to take a look at that? And I'm like, yeah, sure. And I gave it to Jimmy, and he identified, I asked him, what do they do and what do we do and how does it kind of like cross-pollinate? And this was one thing that came out. It's like, we do a lot around decentralized stuff, programs, the framework and things like that, Elise, Logos blockchain, and they are looking into DAOs. So I should probably propose something like that. So yeah, I think there are some not fully correct informations in here, but I think mostly it's fine. And yeah. Oh, he even mentions the the stuff from the update because I asked him to look into the roadmap.logos.co right before. So I think he just mentions Mixnet and the MLS because of that.
So yeah, there's an acronym for like most recently used context or recently used context or something like that. Yeah. Is important. The fascinating stuff. What are your plans for Jimmy, let's say over this next week, if you have any, or is Jimmy just fully autonomous at this point and can do what he likes?
I mean, he can do what he likes, but he usually fails if he is not tightly controlled. So he has a bunch of tasks. One task is look into status backend and fix whatever is broken, because he has built the whole status backend machinery on his Raspberry Pi, and he has encountered a bunch of issues, and he has worked around it or fixed the issues locally. And I told him to go one by one and submit PRs, basically. But usually that's a cron job running overnight, and it usually fails with some reason, like it timed out, the model was not available, it failed to download something. So I don't know. Usually when I interact with the main session, like when we chat over status or over Telegram, everything works. But as soon as it like goes into a sub agent or some scheduled session, it just like doesn't work fully. So I have some like summaries of Logos Forum and summaries of the roadmap and things like that. I asked him to do things like that for me in the morning so that I know like what's new, what's happening. But it usually fails, and I have to ask him again, and then he does it immediately, and it works perfectly. But if it's scheduled, it just doesn't work. So probably something misconfigured for me. I'm also trying to use different models than the main model to save some credits and things like that, right? So maybe that's it. Maybe the models I try to use are just shit.
And which models are you using? So Venice, right? Or is it a mix of things?
So for the cron jobs, I'm trying to use Venice. But for the main stuff, for all the coding, it's Claude. It's just a different level. It's just a different level of what it can do. And now they also announced Claude Sonnet for 6 with 1 million tokens context, and that's just basically like insane. What you can do with that. Yeah.
Wow. It's fascinating stuff.
Yes.
The
I'm excited. I'm
this
not.
is moving so
Yeah.
rapidly. It's like I can't even. It's a pleasure, but it's almost like a roller coaster where it's like every day it's another big drop in the loop, and you're like, wow, this is exciting, and I don't really have time to even process things before the next loop or the next drop. So,
And it's hard to like. There is so many things I would like to ask him, but then I also have to review those things and I have to spend time on them, and I don't have that time. So it's like there's just insane amount of things. I always had this problem that I have so many ideas that I would like to try, but I don't have time for that, right? So now I can offload that to AI, which is great, but I also don't have time to then go back and actually check whether the ideas work, right? So that's something I need to figure out. But yeah, definitely more at easy work. I want to point him to Logos Core very soon and start him on looking into how we can build modules, integrate, how we can build sample apps with Logos Core and all the other pieces of the stack, all the modules. So that will be interesting. And I want him to contribute more to Logos stack overall. So the Logos blockchain PR is tiny, but it was a first try. And I'm going to start trying other things because we have plenty of issues. We as an EcoDev team are opening plenty of like user experience, developer experience issues. And obviously and completely understandably, the teams have way more pressing priorities than our little quirks that we would like to like fix something be different or something not be printed out or something be printed out. And I think that's something that the AI agents can do very easily. A lot of stuff that we ask for are just it's just a time sink for the team, but it doesn't need a complete understanding of all the specs and everything. It just needs very very reasonable piece of code, understanding a very reasonable piece of code, and then being able to change it and iterate and try and test it. And so I think that agents are great for that. So there will be more PRs from Jimmy probably.
and we live in very exciting times. If you have a question for Václav or Jimmy or anything, you can use the chat wherever you might be watching. And wherever you might be watching, please like and subscribe and turn notifications on across any platform that you might be viewing this. And speaking of querying Václav, I believe that you will be able to do it in person in Lisbon, March 6th and 7th. You can seek out and query Václav about 3D printing, living in the Czech Republic, Teslas, but more importantly, the Logo Stack and his work with agents, specifically OpenClaw recently, which we have been featuring. Go back and look at Logos Dev Club from this Monday on whatever platform you're watching. It is archived on or available rather on the Logos Network YouTube channel, and you should subscribe there. You can buy your tickets right now. I hope to see you in Lisbon, March 6th and 7th. I will see you again tomorrow for the Thursday Logos Community X Space. We will be live on video, at least Sterling and I will be. Anyone else keen to join? We will be multicasting now with video for those spaces, but that will be live on X at Logos_network. Anything for the people, Václav, before we leave them and put our heads down? Get to work.
I mean, logos.co, take action. Join our Discord, install status, join the Logos community on status. Don't be afraid of AI yet. It's pretty dumb while it's very intelligent, which makes it really weird sometimes.
Not unlike a human.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, reach out if you have ideas or thoughts or whatever. We are there, the ecosystem development team, me, Frank, Danish, Sasha, a bunch of other people, Guru. We are out there on X, on YouTube, probably also Farcaster. If we are not somewhere where you are, and you would like us to be there and talk to you there, then let us know. We'll try. But we are there. We want people to try things out and break them, like I do all the time. So please come and break things with us and let us know. If you break it, let us know so that we can fix it, or Jimmy, or whatever, or you, ideally.
The Logos team members are not hard to get in contact with. You can do it through official accounts, all of the destinations that Václav did just mention. Whether you are technically minded or movement minded or research minded or both or all three or some other combination I can't think of, we do want to speak with you. We do have representatives and people working on all of those things, and they have been for a long time. We are rapidly approaching a test net, and we all know what follows a test net. Usually another test net with fixes from that first test net. But then after that, usually one more test net for like the final version, and then mainnet, baby. So it's very exciting. There's lots happening. The Logos Core contributors are available and want to speak with you, want to collaborate with you. We want you to fork, use, implement, otherwise utilize Logos Core technology. So please do. I will see you tomorrow, Thursday, for the Logos community space. Please reach out wherever you are. Václav, thank you for joining me twice this week. See you.
It's always a pleasure. Thank you for propping everyone up.
It's what I do best. I'm here to prop you up. Everyone eats at Chair's table. Until next time, I am Chair. That is Václav. Todo es mentira desde el mundo. Todo es mentira. La verdad. The world is a lie. And that lie is the truth. Logos.co/take action. Very, very soon. Take care of each other.